Героям слава!
Слава нації!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Героям України тричі!
Слава! Слава! Слава!
What is there to do when there is a war started by somebody who refuses to end it? No matter what they're offered, it's not enough. No matter what they're given, it's never enough. Everything that they promise is a lie. And everything that they get is never enough to appease them. So how are we supposed to finally end the war with a country like Russia? How else but to finally beat them on the battlefield and to finally give to the Ukrainian people what they deserve? To finally bring the criminals who have oppressed the Ukrainians for so long to justice? To finally show that there are consequences and that there is responsibility after the many crimes committed by the Russian terrorist regime. Do apologize, my friends, for my voice. Today it's a little bit but I will continue, because this is a message that needs to be sent to the whole world. No matter how, no matter in what way, we need to continue to speak. We need to continue to tell the world what is going on in Ukraine. Because if the world doesn't know, who will ever act? Who will ever do something to change this? It will never come, that time. That time will never come until we bring that time ourselves. Until we make a better future a reality. Until we finally stand together and stop the terrorist regimes of this world, the authoritarian regimes of this world, the regimes that are threatening the democratic world, the free world, regimes like North Korea, Russia, and Iran. We have stood together with the Iranian people many times. We have had many joint protests alongside them, because those people stand for freedom. Those people stand up against a terrorist regime. Those people want to have better lives, and eventually they will achieve that. Eventually the Iranian people will be free from the terrorist Ayatollah regime, because they're doing something for that. The Russian people, however, aren't doing as much. It has to be said. There have been many people in Russia who have helped our cause, who have helped their cause, because their cause also goes against Putin. Putin is destroying Russia right now, just like Putin is destroying Ukraine, just like Putin is trying to destroy a lot of countries in sub-Saharan Africa at this very moment. People have to understand this, and many of the Russians do understand this. But the problem is, the Russian population has become depoliticized. The vast majority of Russians don't want to answer questions about this topic. They don't care. And that is the real problem. It's not the minority of psychopathic Russians who are driving this issue forward, who are continuing to commit these war crimes. That is the real problem. The real problem is the silent majority of Russia, the people who refuse to speak about politics. And it's very interesting. I would encourage every person here to watch some videos where common Russians are asked what they think about the war in Ukraine, what they think about their own country. Their answers are very interesting. Their answers are usually the same. When the question is very vanilla, very simple, and not controversial, they're okay to speak about it for a little bit. They usually don't know much, but they do speak about it for a while. But when they are asked a controversial questions, the Russians don't want to speak about it at all. They don't want to answer, because they know that their lives will be at risk. That is why countries like Russia, like North Korea, like Iran are absolutely terrible places to live in. That is why their people are suffering. That is why their governments are trying their absolute best to make even more people suffer. People all over the world. Their ambitions will never end until either they take over the world or until they end. It's as simple as that. That is the mentality of the Russian elites. That is the mentality of Putin. Stop Putin, stop the war!
Stop Putin, stop the war!